The gates of the Ethan estate were wrought iron and gold, towering over Scarlet Avery like the gates of a gilded prison. Rain slicked the polished marble driveway, making her thin-soled shoes slip. She clutched the hem of her wedding dress, a pathetic $100 polyester sheath she'd bought online. It clung to her skin, cold and cheap, a stark white flag of surrender against the opulent, sprawling mansion that loomed before her. This wasn't a marriage. It was a transaction, a contract signed in desperation to save the orphanage that had raised her. She was the good luck charm, the human sacrifice offered to the crippled beast rumored to live inside. Christian Ethan. As she stepped into the grand foyer, a silence fell. The air, thick with the scent of lilies and money, crackled with hostility. A line of uniformed maids and butlers stared, their gazes dissecting her cheap dress, her rain-dampened hair, her worn-out shoes. Her eyes, which had seen the darkest corners of the web as the legendary hacker Rosewood, were carefully trained on the floor, projecting the perfect image of a meek, terrified orphan.
My, look what the storm washed in.
The voice was like sugar laced with poison. Scarlet looked up slightly, just enough to see a woman descending the sweeping staircase. Chloe Vance. Dressed in a silk robe that probably cost more than Scarlet's entire life savings, her perfectly styled blonde hair cascaded over her shoulders. She was Christian Ethan's ex-girlfriend, the society princess who had never left his side, even after his accident. Chloe's eyes, a sharp, cruel blue, raked over Scarlet from head to toe. A smirk twisted her lips.
Is that your wedding dress? Did you buy it at a discount store? How utterly pathetic.
Scarlet's fingers tightened on the cheap fabric. She kept her voice soft, barely a whisper. It was all I could afford.
Of course it was.
Chloe purred, circling her like a shark.
You're an orphan, aren't you? A nobody. Christian's grandfather must have been truly desperate to find a good luck bride with your background.
The word bride was an insult on her tongue. The maids snickered. Scarlet felt their judgment like a physical blow, but she didn't flinch. Inside, a cold fire was kindling. They saw a lamb for the slaughter. They had no idea they'd just welcomed a wolf. Suddenly, a new sound cut through the tension. The soft, menacing whir of electric wheels on marble. Christian Ethan appeared from a long, shadowed hallway. He was even more formidable than the rumors suggested. Even confined to a state-of-the-art wheelchair, he radiated an aura of raw, untamed power, an alpha predator in a cage. His face was a mask of cold perfection, chiseled jaw tight, his eyes a piercing Arctic gray that promised nothing but winter. They held no warmth, no pity, only suspicion. He wheeled to a stop directly in front of Scarlet, his gaze so intense it felt like he was stripping away her soul, searching for the secrets she kept buried deep inside. Chloe immediately softened, placing a delicate hand on his shoulder.
Christian, darling, I was just welcoming your new acquisition.
Christian ignored her. His eyes were locked on Scarlet. He saw the downcast gaze, the trembling hands, the picture of a frightened girl. He didn't buy it for a second. His enemies were clever. This girl was a Trojan horse sent to infiltrate his life after the assassination attempt that had supposedly crippled him. He would break her.
You here?
He stated. It wasn't a question. It was an accusation.
Yes.
Scarlet whispered, her gaze remaining fixed on the floor. With a flick of his wrist, he tossed a thick manila folder onto the floor at her feet. The papers inside spilled out, scattering across the marble.
Sign it.
His voice was a low growl, a command that tolerated no dissent. Scarlet bent down, her movements deliberate and graceful, and began gathering the pages. It was a marriage contract. No, it was a list of rules, a leash. Clause 1, the wife, Scarlet Avery, will perform all duties of a live-in maid. Clause 2, the wife will not enter the master bedroom without permission. Clause 3, the wife will not speak to Christian Ethan unless spoken to first. Clause 4, the wife will make no claim on the Ethan family assets, now or ever. The betrayal was stark, printed in black and white. She knew this wouldn't be a real marriage, but this was a new level of humiliation.
I need a pen, she said, her voice steady.
Christian's lip curled in a sneer. He snapped his fingers, and a butler scurried forward with a gold fountain pen on a silver tray. Christian snatched it and threw it at her. It clattered loudly on the floor beside the papers. Scarlet picked it up without a word. Her submissive act was flawless. She uncapped the pen, found the signature line, and signed her name, Scarlet Avery. Her handwriting was clean, precise, and utterly devoid of emotion. She straightened up and held the signed contract out to him. Her eyes, for the first time, lifted to meet his. For a split second, the meekness vanished. He saw a flicker of something else in their depths, an icy composure, a spark of defiance as cold and sharp as a shard of glass.
It was gone as quickly as it appeared, replaced by the timid gaze of an orphan. But he had seen it. He ignored the papers she held.
Let me make one thing clear.
He said, his voice dropping to a dangerous whisper that was for her alone. He wheeled closer, invading her space, forcing her to look at him.
You wear my name. You live in my house. But don't you ever, for 1 second, think you are my wife.
He leaned in, his cold breath ghosting her cheek.
You are just a maid who signs papers, nothing more. Now get out of my sight.
The butler stepped forward. This way, miss.
Miss, not Mrs. Ethan. Chloe's triumphant smirk was the last thing Scarlet saw as she was led away, up the servant's staircase to a small, barren room in the attic. The door clicked shut behind her, leaving her in the dark. She stood in the silence for a long moment, the contract's humiliation still clinging to her. Then, a slow, cold smile spread across her face. Her posture changed. The slump in her shoulders straightened into regal authority. Her gaze, once downcast, was now sharp and calculating, the look of an empress surveying her new territory. She pulled a battered backpack from under her cheap wedding dress and unzipped it. Inside, nestled between a change of clothes, was a slim, matte black laptop. It was military grade, untraceable, and her most trusted weapon.
Flipping it open, her fingers flew across the keyboard, a blur of silent, deadly motion. The screen lit up with scrolling lines of code before a single, encrypted chat window appeared. The icon was a blood-red rose. A message from her most trusted contact blinked on the screen. Sparrow. Is the eagle in the nest? Scarlet typed her reply, her expression unreadable. Rosewood. The eagle has landed. Phase 1 is complete. Access to the Ethan Corp internal network will be secured within the hour. Christian Ethan thought he'd just caged a harmless little bird. He had no idea. He'd just locked himself in with the queen of the underworld. And she was about to burn his entire world to the ground.